Hello and good morning everyone, Hodag here, welcoming you back to the BaconCraft server for episode 10. I am up bright and early this morning, and for some odd reason I'm in the studio and the birds are chirping outside. The area construction sites are jackhammering like nobody's business, and the downstairs neighbors have seemingly opened up a smoothie shop because they're running their blender like you wouldn't believe. So I apologize if you hear any of that noise through all the hustle and bustle of the morning here. But what are we going to be doing today? We have a number of little bits and bobs, as they say, to do here at the cabin. We have to finish the basement, which shouldn't be that bad actually. We have to go outside, terraform a few things. We have to build some custom trees, which I've actually never done before. We're going to do some landscaping and fix up the general flora and fauna around the cottage. We're going to put in the fire pit, and we're going to make the path down to the lake as well as the dock. And I might even put a boat down there by the dock. Then we have to, after all of that, after this area is done, we have to put the path to the jungle temple, or we're going to build a portal to the nether and then make a path through the nether to the starter village. I haven't quite decided that yet. The path to the jungle temple will be about 600 to 800 blocks, depending on how you look at it diagonally. But I'm not quite sure what we're going to do yet. But first we have to finish this area anyways. And then just as a mini side note, apart from what we're going to do today in the episode, I wanted to get your feedback. I'm kind of itching to do another tutorial video, and I need some suggestions on what I should do. So if you would like to see a specific tutorial video, let me know down in the comment section. But without further ado, let's get going. I thought a good place to start today would be the basement, because once we have that finished, the entire interior of the house is effectively complete. Now, obviously, these chests are going to be moved probably after we're done building this entire whole thing by the spawn. I'll move them back. But besides those, we need to add in some cobwebs down here, because there always seems to be some spiders. There aren't that many things in the walls, really. There are waiters for taking out and putting back in the dock every year, so I'm going to try to make some colored armor, which I've never done. There's a furnace right here. There's a little water sub pump kind of drain thing in the corner here, and just maybe a dehumidifier or something. I don't know what I'm going to do in Minecraft to make that. But it's going to be pretty bare and pretty easy to finish, I think. I just need to figure out how to make colored armor and some things that I've never done before like that, and then we will get outside and start working on the outside. Alright, step one, this mountain here against the cabin needs to be pushed back because up north we are in a woods, and although we're kind of on top of a giant hill, there is not this much rock and stone. It's more grass and overgrowth and forest and bugs and animals, and it's not a mountain, so the mountain's got to go, or at least we got to put some grass over it. So that's what we're going to do first. Well, I've peeled it back a little bit and put some more green in here, but we still don't have enough trees, obviously, so it's time to go plant some more spruce trees. Another quick update, planting the spruce trees has commenced, and hopefully soon this will start to look like a forest. I've also decided that maybe because we're planting so many spruce trees and I need to create a forest and not just one or two trees, it might not be the greatest idea to build custom trees, because just one of those is going to take quite some time, and I'm not sure if I want to spend hours upon hours just making some trees. So I think I finished the furnace, but I wanted to add a control panel to it. I'm not sure if that's going to look better with an item frame or a picture frame, so here we go. Let's try both, and I think maybe we'll put, if that's an iron block there, well, if this covers, whoa, no, that's not gonna work. That might actually not be bad. And then on the back, maybe put something like that with something in it, maybe a compass in it or something to control that. I'm gonna take my iron block back though, if we're just going to put something like a picture frame there, or some cobblestone. No point in wasting my good stuff. Oh, and then now we got, like, what is that, chilies and a... Does that look good? Or that one? I don't know what dumb Minecraft picture looks best for a furnace. Okay, so that's the furnace. We need to add cobwebs. The reason I didn't start down here and I was outside before is because I'm not really sure where an abandoned mineshaft is that I haven't already cleared out all the cobwebs. There might still be some in mine at my starter base, but I'm not sure. So I messaged all the other guys on the server and asked them if they had one where they were still cobwebs, and I'm waiting to hear back from them. We got the furnace in here. I need to see if I can dye some armor now. I have no idea. I think I know how to do it, and then we'll put some armor stands here with some dyed armor, and that's going to be our waiters. But I'm not sure how to do it, and then I have to do something in this corner for the water. Alright, I lied about the armor, but this is the furnace done. That looks fine there. Next thing we're going to go do is we're going to run upstairs and we're going to steal the cauldron, which is acting as the kitchen sink, as well as the water inside of it, because I don't want to make a new one unless this plan works out. And I wanted to use the cauldron upstairs to test this plan for the water thing down here. What we're going to do is we're going to try to raise this up out of the ground a little bit by placing it on snow slabs. And I don't know if you can do that. That's why I didn't want to waste it. So can you place it? I think it just completely killed the snow slabs. Okay, next plan. Okay, next plan is a bit trickier. It involves me knocking that out and then also knocking... Oops, sorry, I forgot I had my haste 2 beacon. Ah, just one, please. Okay, that's the level we need down here. And then we need our snow. And we're going to go just maybe 2 levels would be good. And then we're going to throw... Ah, I went down too many. Fail. Break. Where's my cobblestone? This is real Minecraft, everybody. Me just messing up constantly. Okay, now I've broken everything. Good work, Hodag. Okay, now let's do 2 slabs of that. Get my armor stand. Throw that in. Where did my armor stand go? Okay, slight problem, but take 2. Basically what I had to do was log out and log back in, and my armor stand magically appeared again. Here we go. 2, and... man, I'm gonna run out of snow before I get this right. 2, and please, please work this time. I know it's possible. There. Okay, fine. Now we got that. Now what we need to do, let's replace, I don't have any smooth stone, so we'll take care of that later. We're going to put a leather cap on this thing. Perfect. Now we're going to take a piston, and we're going to put it up here, facing downwards. We're going to, that might need to go up higher actually. Take that piston back out. We're going to knock out part of the ceiling, because this is the part where we just destroy the house, apparently. There we go. Here we go. And we put that there, and we put any kind of block. No. We need... Should we do cobblestone? Cobblestone? Or what would look good? Everybody look at the blocks here. Light gray, maybe? Some wood's not going to work. Gravel maybe would work. Stone slab. Let's just try one of these, I guess. Okay, here we go. We're going to try one of these. We're going to put... I don't want to do stone slab. That's going to be too hard. Gravel's not going to work because... Well, just trust me on this one. Gravel's not going to work because it falls. Maybe a double stone slab will work if I can stop throwing it on the ground. Okay, put that there. My redstone. This is how much I fail normally, you guys. That's why I don't do things on camera. Here we go. Now it extends. Okay, good work. Good work, Hodag. Now we need another random block to put here. Extend again. And now we just remove all this. And I grab some smooth stone. And if I have any, because of course, you know, I'm trying to show you guys something. I probably wouldn't have any, but there it is. Smooth stone, boom, boom, boom. And that's going to be our drainage right there. Kind of looks like a drain. I was going to make it 1 block lower or higher, but I think that looks good. Oh, wait, no. Okay, as with most of my builds, I redid it about 3 or 4 times. Some of the snow things work, some of them didn't quite get exactly how I wanted it to go, but I think this looks good. Definitely a downgrade here, and then there's the drain at the bottom. So that's the drainage thing. What else do we need down here? I need to get my colored armor, which is going to act as waiters. That's the next thing. Alright, here we go, guys. This is definitely a first for me, you guys. I have never dyed any armor before, really. We got some green waders and some brownish, blackish ones, some brown ones, and then we got, I figured black boots all around. And that's it, you guys. If you know what waders are, there's no chest or anything. There's just suspenders that hold up, though. So that's our waders down here. I need to get some cobwebs still, and I need to make a little wood pile right here because that's what we power the furnace for. It's a wood stove. And then maybe just try to add a couple more little things around here so it looks cool, but more or less the basement's nearly done. Good news, the basement is basically done minus the cobwebs. I'll find those eventually and I'll add those in random places, but we got everything. I've also replaced the lights here, different lighting system, because in the actual cabin it's just a little light bulb hanging from the ceiling and you pull on the string to turn it on, so we can actually turn it on and off these lights, I mean. I've also added some wood for the furnace here, and I think that's about it. Eventually I'll take out all of these chests and I'll add in the cobwebs and that's done. So let's get outside. Check to see how the forest is going. And it is booming. Obviously there's a lot more that have to grow. You see that there's a lot more planted around here. But it's definitely starting to look like we're actually surrounded by a forest. And I've been trying to grow a couple of these larger ones. Can it grow here, or is it just being angry at me? Maybe we need more bone meal. Been trying to grow a couple of these so to give the forest a little bit of depth, and we got some tall trees and some short trees. And it looks like I don't think this one's going to want to grow, but it's okay. So far it's looking pretty good. We're also going to add some more over on this hill, maybe the surrounding places a little bit. And I still have to do some terraforming, add the bonfire and some of that, as well as the roof. So I'm going to get cracking, add a couple of those things, and then come back and give you one big update. And boy, have I been busy, you guys. Let's give you a quick tour of what I've done. You're going to go outside, and right here you're going to notice the first change. We got a little mat here in front of the basement door, and then we have some more wood pile out here to stoke that fire inside. This is fairly cement, but it's a little bit boring right now. I might add a little bit more to it. I still need to go back to town and get some more gravel because I don't quite like the path. It's mixed with gravel, coarse dirt, grass, path blocks, sand, regular dirt, and then here, because we can't do kind of a more gradual, because this whole thing from the front door is kind of a slope down. There's even some granite in here to kind of signify some red gravel. That is really what is a lot of this is made up of, all the way up to the door here, and there's a big tree here usually. And then along the house you kind of have some flowers and some plants, a lot of hostas if you know what those are, but you can't create those in Minecraft. And then that kind of adds on it, so we got 1 and 2 levels here. 1 and 2 levels that curves around. It actually has, I think, 3 or 4 in the actual cabin, but I couldn't quite fit that in. And so it curves around. The forest is looking really good around it. I've added the roof. I started with a boring roof. I was like, okay, I'm going to build it the way I think it actually is, even though it's rather boring. And that's it. That's the way it really actually is. And it is rather boring. Definitely. However, I think I'm going to stay true to what the cabin is in real life. I'm not going to put a crazy fun roof on it because even though it's boring, that's the way the cabin is. So we're going to keep that. I also have to add a grill to the deck because there's always a grill right in this corner here. And a couple other very tiny small things around here, but that's about it except for the fire pit over here. I need to go get some netherrack still so we can light up the fire pit and have it blazing. And then right here I wanted to point out and give a quick shout out to my uncle Phil Jeancourt, who passed away last year. This is his chair. It's closer to the fire than any of the other chairs you might notice, and that's not just because there was a hill here. That's because a couple of years ago, Phil, he's a crazy dude, but one of my other uncles, there used to be a wood pile right here. My other uncle grabbed a bag that was sitting next to the wood pile and threw it on the fire, not knowing that it was Phil's bag of fireworks that Phil had just sat it next to the wood pile. So you know what happens when you throw a bag of fireworks filled with M80s, firecrackers, bottle rockets, a bunch of other stuff into the fire. Well, it all goes off at once. Now, I was inside the cottage at this time in real life, and my grandma was sitting at the table in there, and she goes, "Oh, they must be lighting off fireworks. How nice." Well, I looked out this window, and I saw my aunts and uncles flying through the trees, running away from the fire, and bottle rockets shooting out in every single direction. The actual fire itself was kind of exploding because of the M80s and the firecrackers, and everybody was bolting except for my Uncle Phil, who just chilled in his chair like, man, I'm just going to sit here and enjoy the show. And that's a really fun memory of my Uncle Phil, who passed away sadly, I think, last year. So anyway, hats off to you, Phil. It's getting dark out here, so I'm going to head in, but I want to show you guys the roof and the outside a little bit more before I head off, because now I need to go, and I need to go back to, back to civilization. I need to go get some netherrack for this bonfire. I need to get some food so I can put it inside the kitchen for people when they spawn here so that they have some food to start. I'm going to go back and get a few things like gravel and some things like that. I still have to light up some of this path down here. I'm going to build a dock, and I think I'm going to put a boat at it, and that's where we're going to put a nether portal inside the boat. Lots of crazy stuff still to come, guys. I'm going to go take care, gather up all of the resources, and then we will be back here to finish this off. And finish it up I definitely did, you guys. Got a few new things over here, including the boat that I've added. That's probably the first thing you guys will all realize that's down there. Added the dock. Oh, I missed the jump. Added the dock, and the dock is accurate as far as how it is in real life. The boat we'll get back to in a second because I want to show you what's up here. I've added a bunch of... I just spammed bone meal everywhere, basically, around the woods, around this whole area. I had to replace the chairs over here after I put the netherrack in because you guys were probably all screaming at me, telling me already that it was going to burn all my chairs. It did. Look at the creeper on... I don't have arrows with me, that's why I can't shoot him. I added some cobwebs here so that would switch this place up a little bit at least. And then inside, I gotta find my arrows. Where'd they go? Every time I empty my inventory because I'm building and there's just stuff everywhere, I end up throwing my arrows away. And then I try to kill something and it doesn't work. I got a whole bunch more food in here, or actually I didn't have any before, so I got a bunch of food. In fact, I need to take some things out of here, including some food. Some fish, which is totally appropriate for the cottage. No more improvements up there. Downstairs, you might be refreshed that I changed this thing a little bit. Before I wasn't sure if I could have a piston push down a half slab on the bottom and have it stay there, and it turns out I can. And I can't push it in from the side because it'll push the armor stand over, and the drain, I'm making quotation marks right now with my fingers like you guys can see me. The drain won't actually be in the center then, so it kind of messes it up. But this looks better, I think. And then outside, in fact, I don't want to die, so let's sleep really quick. Oh, I love it when one bed doesn't work and you have 6 other ones you can go to in the house. It's really nice. Alright, let's get outside. And I've added some trees to the surrounding mountains. Hey, skeleton. Oh, come on. I'm better at shooting than that. Okay, some trees to the surrounding mountains. Like I said, I replaced that. I took out the beam, the beacon back there. And so now we are 100% in the woods. There's nothing else here. Spammed bone meal everywhere. Everything is pretty much done. And way down here, let's go check out the boat. My uncle owns a pontoon boat. For those of you who don't know, it's basically 2 things on the bottom. You can see them on each side that are not inflatable. They are buoyant, and it holds up the whole boat. Now this would be like the world's heaviest boat, made out of stone slabs, cobblestone like railing along the edges. I don't think this thing would float, but in Minecraft it totally does. So you jump in, and then these 2 things back here, this you can fish from here, you drive from here, you chill right here, and you fish from the 2 places up front. In the real boat there's a live well where you put your fish so that they stay alive until you get to shore there. And on the front there's usually a little opening for the anchor, but I felt like we didn't quite need that. And then we gotta go downstairs here, because in the living room I've changed one of the signs to say, you know, in order to make it to the starter village, go to the boat. So we get down here. I've hollowed this out. Let's light the portal. I haven't gone through yet, so let's see where we end up in the nether. And that's where we end up. Okay, I guarantee, because I think I've made this portal a long time ago, this might not even get us back to spawn. This is gonna pop us out in some weird place, I bet. Yeah. Okay. Ah, man, I didn't even put down what my coordinates were at spawn before I went through. Okay, so I wish you guys were sitting here. I should do this on a live stream, really. But I still have more to this episode, and I specifically left time so I could do this in this episode. But what I need to do is, I need to make it back to spawn somehow, without using this portal, obviously. And then I need to write down the coordinates, go into the nether, and make a portal that links up to my spawn portal. In fact, I don't even know whose place this is. I need to make a portal that links up to the spawn portal, and then I wish you guys were here to kind of give me suggestions on how we can move about through the nether to get to the starter village. Okay, with a little luck, we got the portal linked up now. Let's just try it out. Cross your fingers. Divided by 8, and Good. It goes the other way too. Now, originally we came out right down there, and I just had to relocate it to about here. Very close, but it makes a difference. Now, everything in the nether so far is at this level, which is Y116, and I've realized that we could have gone up another 3 blocks, and then you start hitting bedrock above here. So really we might be able to even go up into one more, but then I think sometimes you actually run into bedrock. And I want to be able to build up sometimes too, so I'm not sure if we should stay. I put it up as high as it could go, but we might want to like have some sort of grand entrance or something. Maybe I should stay at this level as like my floor, but then I don't know, because I always want to build out a little bit to get depth. You want to build out more than just 2 across like this. You definitely want to build up a little bit so there's a nice roof. You don't feel claustrophobic. And the floor is going to be pretty flat. As far as how we're going to travel in the nether, Oz been using packed ice for the most part with boats, and you cruise from that in the nether. And it kind of makes sense actually, because you went inside of the pontoon boat and to go through this portal to come into the nether. So if you came into the nether, got in a boat, you're kind of like underwater in the overworld a little bit. That kind of makes sense. So maybe I can go with like an underwater kind of theme, something like that. Can't have water in the nether though, and I don't have that much lapis to start dyeing everything, so maybe the theme won't be entirely out of water, but we'll try to make it blue in some ways. But what are we gonna do? I think we're gonna have this. We're gonna have the portal raised up like this. When you come through, we're gonna have some grand stairs that you go down, and then right here is gonna be a big room that we open up a little bit more. Not a big room, but a room where you can basically get in your boat, and there'll be a couple of boats here. And then there's gonna be a path right here where all the condensed ice is, the packed ice, and you're gonna go flying down the way. We have to go 173 blocks in this direction, something like that, and then like over 500 blocks in this direction. So eventually we end up somewhere way over that direction. But we're going to go straight past everybody else's houses, straight past Oz's place, straight past, I think, Scooter's place. Fireguard is his actual name on here. Straight past Richard's place, Dick's place. I'm not really sure who else's place. So then we'll have to figure out ways where we can kind of have a little signal that says, hey, if you want to get off at this guy's place, you get out right here. Otherwise, they're going to go flying by so fast, we're not even going to see it. So, okay. That's the plan. Let's get to work, and I'll show you a sample of what I want to do here. Alright, nether side portal sample number 1. This is kind of what I had in mind. I don't want to use any wood because I don't want it to burn down, obviously. I'm going to light it up a little bit here on the side with some fire, even though I'm going for kind of a safety kind of a thing. You know, you want to feel safe when you first come on the server. We do need to light it up, and I don't want to use all my glowstone because you think about it, this tunnel is going to be 700, 800 blocks long or something ridiculous like that, so we can't fill that up with glowstone. I wanted to maybe use water because we're underwater in the overworld, but that's not really going to work in the nether. Now my problem right now is that you can see at the top here I've already hit bedrock, and I want to have some sort of roof on this thing, and I want it to come up another block. So I think already I'm going to take this portal and move it down 1 block. Here where these blocks are right here, that's going to be our ice level, basically. That's where our ice is going to go in, and it's going to be, when you get in your boat, you're going to be at this level. So we'd have to drop down 2 blocks right now. I think I'm just going to lower the portal down at least 1 block, and that way we can go ahead and we don't have to come down the steps, even though I like the steps because it's kind of like, oh, you need to go through the portal. This big, kind of reminds me of one of those portal gates from early Warcraft, the orc portal gates, or the undead. I'm not sure what race that was. But yeah, those little portal gates that they had, those kind of like that. So I'm going to go ahead and move it down. I might make the portal bigger, but I don't need this to be too grandiose because it's just the spawn portal, really. It's nothing that big. But I'm not sure if I'll move it down 1 or 2, because if we want to go up at all in the ceiling and do something cool, then we need more space. Sample number 2. Honestly, it doesn't look that much different, but here again is the floor. This is where you fly in your boat. There's only 1 step now you go up. We are able to put in some sort of ceiling, which right now I just put through some stone brick in there. But I do like this a little bit better. I think it's going to be easier now to add in some lighting and things. But you know what? I think there's one other option I want to explore, and I think I'm just going to explain it to you guys, and then I'm going to have you vote down in the comment section or tell me if, hey, you know, Hodag, I want you to scrap this entire thing because I hate it, and change it to this. And you can send me a picture of what you think you'd like me to build, and I'll try to recreate that. You can offer suggestions. Even if I do build this, I do want to throw some color in there somehow, whether it be stained clay or something. So consider that also. We can throw some color in. I'm also going to change the floor and slightly the ceiling. I have a pattern that I think it looks pretty cool. It's kind of like one of these, actually. I'll show you really quick. Okay, we get rid of this ring. Do 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 do. The Hodag working music. Do 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 do. And then it'll be something like this, where there's a little bit of things in here. Let's see. I don't have regular cobblestone. There's going to be a little bit of a ring right there, and in the center or on the sides here, there might be like a furnace kind of texture or a cobblestone kind of texture like that. And maybe some coal blocks to kind of break things up. I think a nice black block like that would work well. So some steps definitely like that. I might even use some cobblestone steps. I've seen it. Wells Knight created that on the HermitCraft server for Tango Tech's tri-spawner, this triple spawner thing. And it kind of had a really cool effect. He only did it one block in the middle. I'm going to do 2 by 2 because of our room here. But I kind of like the way that looks. I might mirror it on the ceiling and kind of have a kind of mirrored effect. It would look cool. But anyway, so the other idea I have is that I'm going to make the portal, instead of 3 tall, 2 wide, I'm going to make it 4 wide and 4 tall, so it comes straight down to this level here, and then kind of make our room look like this. And I might, same thing with the ceiling, I guess. So basically we're just kind of a bigger portal. And then it's all going to be on the same level, and I think that might look kind of cool. Or should I keep it like this, where you raise it up a little bit? We'll have a kind of that kind of pattern, but also one more here as you raised up, and you got your lighting source there. And then we'll drop it back down. I'm going to use other stone textures like this, like these right here. I might even use some stone stairs or something to add in a little bit different effect. But what do you guys think? Should I make the 4 by 4 portal wall, everything on the same level? Should I keep it at this level? Did it look better even up one? I didn't quite like that, but if a lot of people say they like that, I'll go back to that. And that's where I'm going to pause this video, you guys. I need your feedback. I'm going to start a different project maybe to do next video until I hear from you guys. So go ahead and let me know down in the comment section what you think. Tweet me or comment down below some pictures, JPEGs or something like that if you want. Send those to me and let me know what is the best thing I should do. But that's going to do it for this episode, you guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, tweet, or comment if you like what you saw here today. Haha, I always like you guys to see me a little bit here. Hodag! Alright, I interrupted my outro here. Be sure to like, subscribe, tweet, or comment if you enjoyed what you saw here today. On behalf of all of the Hodags out there, I'd like to thank you for watching, and have a nice day, you guys.